Hello, welcome back to part 2 of Natalie's shoot. Just to say as well, please stay till the end of the video if you'd like to see more of crazy boat renovations and me trying to get comfortable sawing wood in every position you can possibly imagine. So that's all coming up at the end of this video, and just I wanted to share something in this video about, I know I harp on about flow in a shoot a lot, but I just want to bring your attention to something. If you watched the last video about ADHD and you saw the beginning of this shoot, I just love you. It's the same actually when I edit videos. Sometimes if you notice, by the end of the video, when I've talked all the way through, by the end of the video I'm in the flow and it's a different level. You know, there's like a wisdom coming through. There's something deeper and it's flowing, and I'm not stuttering and things like I am at the beginning. And it's the same in a photo shoot, right? So the beginning of this photo shoot, as usual, was a little bit stop-start. I was moving furniture around. Hold on, I'll share an image from the beginning. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, it's just not that great, is it? I mean, what is going on here? It looks like a snap that, a 5-year-old could take. I mean, I'm not dissing 5-year-olds. I think photography is, I'm just going to shut up now. What am I on about? You know what I mean, right? It's not amazing. The beginning of the shoot. Do I edit all of that out? No, I'm going to leave it uncut. Right, so basically what I'm trying to say is, don't lose confidence within the first 10 or 20 minutes of a shoot you look down at the back of your camera and all you're seeing is these mediocre photos that aren't really looking like anything professional. They're not looking above the rest. They're not looking special. They're not looking like somebody's paying a lot of money for this photo shoot, right? Look at this shot. This is towards the end of the shoot, and just it comes together, but you need to allow the shoot to unfold, and that is part of that is not letting your self-esteem drop when you see those first few shots, So as you could see by all the previous versions of this shot, it took a while to get this right, but it needed the parallel lines at the top of the ceiling and the window, and this just feels right compositionally to me, this one, and the light on Natalie's face, but it was very fiddly to get there. But sometimes I think you can be in this creative space trying to create something. You've got a vision and you know how you want it to look, but maybe it's taking a while and you feel like the shoot's dragging on a bit, or you feel like your client might be getting a little bit impatient because you've been trying to perfect one shot for ages, and then you give up too early, or you move on to a different spot, or you say, oh, don't worry, and you've got that nagging feeling in you that there was something else to explore within that space, and you should have just given it the time and the attention and just maybe paused and go back to looking at the scene rather than delving into the camera and the settings. Just look at the scene, look at the light. Where do you want the light to fall? What's the story you're telling? And use your eyes and give it the time that it needs until you get that shot that you absolutely love. Because what a feeling that is, isn't it? And sometimes you can pick up a camera in a shoot, and as the minute you start shooting, everything's there. You're in the zone, you know the space you're in, you're used to shooting there, or you're just going for the really shallow depth of field portrait headshot that works. you know, and you know that the light is good where it is and things. So you start with something super easy that you're familiar with, just to warm up into the shoot. That can be a really good way to start, because then you can carry that confidence through the shoot, and it will help you when you're in a less familiar space and you have to start kind of problem solving or moving things around to get the light right and the composition right and things. So can you share with me some of your experiences of this? Do you find that the flow of a shoot and your kind of confidence levels change or pick up towards the end, or what's your experience of this? I'd love to hear from you. Guys, I can't even tell you how exhausted I am. Not just physically, emotionally, mentally. It's that time. You push, and you do what you can, and wow. How do you guys keep going? The boat's been, it's been amazing to get on the boat and to do this work and get some headspace, you know, and really just take time out from the daily routine. And I just found myself being able to do things that physically I didn't, like, I looked at the job in hand, like just lifting this piece of wood onto the bed. This piece of wood is absolutely huge. And I don't know how I did it on my own, but I did it. And I'm making a bed at this point. I'm cutting this wood to make a single bed for the boat. And I then managed to lift it outside the boat to paint it. You'll see little bits coming up. But honestly, I don't know. This whole journey started for me in 2020. As you guys know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but, you know, lockdown really killed my business. And so I sold my house and I bought this boat. And honestly, it feels like I know I acted in faith, and I completely trust that everything, you know, everything's happening how it's meant to, and all of that. I'm very philosophical. I have to be, but it's hard. It's been like jumping into thick mud and wading through it. And it's just been starting everything again from scratch, building from the ground up, and literally doing things that I never thought I could or would do, including YouTubing. You know, it's all part of it. All because I'd love to buy a quiet house in the country. A nice, quiet place with a big garden. Doesn't even have to be that big, but just somewhere I can grow my trees and my vegetables, somewhere I can call my own. And that's what this is all about. That's my wish, you know. My goal of helping inspire millions of people is I feel like it's the alignment to where I'm trying to get in my life personally, for my journey to that house, to that peace, that sanctuary, you know, somewhere I can feel like I have roots, security. And that's why I haven't given up, because I so strongly feel that my goal of wanting to inspire as many people as I can through my own stories and my photography and my art inspirations and my energy and what the things that I've been through that I love to help other people through from a place of strength, you know, which is, you know, part of the journey I'm on. That's so important to me, that's the way that I get to my goal, my personal goal, you know. And as much as I feel so deflated, so disappointed, so beaten by what seems to be such slow progress, I know that when I actually look back at everything I've achieved since 2020, it's a lot. But when day to day you just want that comfort, it seems like a long, slow process. So there have been times recently that I've wondered if this whole YouTubing thing is for me to continue. And then I put a video out there and it got 2,500 views, and I thought, wow, that's it was almost like it was sent for a little boost to keep me going, you know. And I will keep going. But how do you guys keep going?